Hello everyone. If you've ever wondered about problems that booktubers face, today I will be answering 11 questions about common problems that come up for booktubers. So let's get into it. Hi, I'm Michelle, otherwise known as Book with Smitty. Thank you for coming back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. Glad to have you. If you like what you see, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe and drop a comment below. I would love to hear from you and communicate with you. So with that being said, today I will be doing the reader problem book tag. I saw this book tag from Alicia Reads and Rambles, so I will drop her link below in case you want to check out her video. So the reader problem tag is just 11 questions about common problems that booktubers may have, and so I'm going to take a stab at it and I'm going to answer these questions so you can get to know more about me and my reading habits. So let's get started. Alright, so we are all set up and we are ready to go. FYI, if you're new to my channel, I love using interactive templates because that's what I use in my class. Today's interactive template is brought to you by Jamboard, so all the questions are on a slide. Just makes it easier for me to talk and say what I need to say. So with that being said, first question is, if you have 20,000 books on your TBR, how in the world do you decide what to read next? So for me, I've always been an indecisive person when it comes to everything. It takes me forever to make a decision. So when I was a kid, I kid you not, I would take 20 books out from the library and I would line them up and I would go eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a pick a by the toe. If you holler, let them go eeny, meeny, miny, mo. So that's how I chose my books as a kid. Now, as an adult, let's fast forward to today, still indecisive, still never know what book to read next. So I joined a lot of groups on Facebook and I watch a lot of people on booktubers on YouTube, and I saw that people had challenges and people had reading prompts and people coming up with games, TBR games, and I love the reading prompts. I love the idea of being able to like randomly choose a book because you're looking for a book with a blue cover, or you're looking for a book that has 450 pages plus, or you're looking for a book that has a boat on a cover. So that makes it exciting for me to choose a book. So with that being said, I came up with my own TBR, of course, Pop Goes a TBR. I will link that below, where I spin the wheel, it lands on a number, and then I open a box that matches the number. So it comes up with a random prompt for me, and that's currently how I choose my book. So I like the excitement of the randomness of never knowing what I'm going to choose because I have to fulfill a prompt. So, and that works for me. It keeps it fresh. You're halfway through a book and you're just not loving it. Do you quit or are you committed? So back in the day, I was a very much committed reader, but as I've gotten older and my bookshelf has exploded to hundreds of books, I don't have time to be committed. I don't have time to read books that I don't understand, that bore me to death, that I'm getting nothing out of it and it's really wasting my time. So I will quit it. I don't care. Back in the day, I used to quit at around 25%. So now I don't care if I'm halfway and it's bored me to tears. I will just stop. I just quit it. I don't care. So with that being said, even though I made DNF a book, doesn't mean that it's DNF forever. I may try and read it again because I think sometimes your head is not in the right space for the book and you might need to read it at a different time. So I will try a book again, but if I try it again and I still don't love it, then it's done. I don't care. It goes in the book graveyard and move on with my life. Number 3, the end of the year is coming and you're so close but so far away on your Goodreads reading challenge. Do you try to catch up and how? So if I'm so close but far away, the way I try to catch up on my Goodreads reading challenge is by reading graphic novels, or I will read Nancy Drew books or books by Andrew Clements. The reason why I will read those books because generally I like to read books that are like chunkers, like this. These are 2 middle grade books, and these books, I don't know if you can tell, but these are the Keep of the Lost series, and they go up to about, I think, 800 pages. 740 pages. I love books that have more than 400 pages. I don't know why. I think it makes me feel like I'm really immersed in a book. So here are two young adult books that are very. This is about 680 pages, and this book is about. Yeah, this is about 600 pages. So those are the books that I generally like to read. So if I'm coming close to my Goodreads challenge, but I'm still far away, I'm going to have to put these chunkers aside and read smaller books and books that I can read quicker so I can meet my challenge. Question 4. The covers of a series you love do not match. How do you cope? All right, so that generally doesn't happen. That has not been a problem that has come up. But if the cover does not match, I really don't cope because it confuses me. So I don't know about you, but I'm that type of reader who finds a book based on the cover first. So I don't know what this book is about, but I love the cover. Have no idea. I just bought the book because it's bigger than 400 pages and I love the cover. I love the cover. Bigger than 400 pages, and I love the cover. So, I mean, it's very rare, but this book, We Were Liars, is a book that confused me. The cover confused me. I don't know if you can see, but without my glasses, even with my glasses, they kind of look like animals. Like, I don't know, like, it looks like animals to me. So I would actually see this book in the library, and I don't know why. I was curious about what's going on in this book, because the title says We Were Liars, but then there are people in the water, and nothing makes sense to me. So how do I cope? I just don't cope. That's just the bottom line. I don't cope because the cover's confusing, the title confusing, and when I finally read the book was confusing. So you see what happens? So the cover does make a difference. It has to match for me because I'm very visual. Everything needs to make sense. All right, question number 5. Everyone and their mother loves a book you really don't like. Who do you bond with over shared feelings? Sadly, I don't bond with anyone. I don't have anyone who reads books. This is one of the reasons why I joined BookTube, so I could meet people, like-minded booktubers who I could discuss books with. So, no one. You're reading a book and you're about to start crying in public. How do you deal? Well, it's very rare that I'm reading a book in public. I don't think I'm ever reading a book in public. So, and I don't ever think I've ever cried over a book. So, I don't think this problem has ever come up for me yet. So, guess we'll see. Number 7, a sequel of a book you love just came out, but you've forgotten a lot from the prior novel. Will you reread the book, skip the sequel, try to find a synopsis on Goodreads, or cry in frustration? So, for me, I'm going to try to find a synopsis on Goodreads right here. So, the reason is because when I reread, I don't really reread. I really scan, and that's not the way to reread. Scanning is a technique that you use when you're looking for information. And so I can't, let's say if I'm taking this whole book and I'm scanning it, I'm never going to remember what I read. So it's best to not even try to reread it. It's best to just find a synopsis on Goodreads, and that will refresh my memory. I also will read some reviews that other people wrote because then that will refresh my memory also. But I am not rereading the book because I know that I am a scanner. I will never read a book cover to cover. Although I think I might read Slay again from cover to cover. I just love that book. Question number 8. You do not want anyone borrowing your books. How do you politely tell people no when they ask? Well, the good thing about not having friends who are book readers is that no one's asking for my book, so that works for me. But also, people know that I am a glorified germaphobe, and they know not to ask for my stuff because the answer is just gonna be no. And I don't even think I will be polite about it. Like, how dare you? All right, girl, don't be asking for my books. Question number 9, reading ADD. You've picked up and put down 5 books in the last month. How do you get over your reading slump? Right, so there's several things I will do. The first thing I will do is I will just take a break. So sometimes I think that if we have a TBR that we feel like we have to finish it. I said I was going to read 9 books for the month of August, and dang it, it's almost August is done and I have 3 more books left. I must keep reading. No, you don't. You don't. You don't. You just don't. Because what's going to happen is now your reading becomes a chore. And that's one thing I don't want to do. I don't want my reading to become a chore. So if I get to the point where I just can't read, nothing is sticking in my head, I'm just going to pause and put the books down for a couple of days until I get excited about reading all over again. Another thing that I will do is I will read graphic novels, because now my head is not thinking so hard. Because a lot of books that I read requires a lot of thinking, and not that graphic novels don't require thinking. I don't want to say that, but it's a little bit easier for me to read graphic novels. I will also read books like Nancy Drew. I will also read books like by Andrew Clements, because those books are what I call like palate cleanser books, where the content is not so heavy. The content is also very predictable, so I don't feel like I really have to pay attention. And I actually enjoy those books. So I also will read Dog Diaries. I love that series. I started reading Dog Diaries because I eventually want to write a book, and I'm trying to write a book with a similar style of Dog Diaries. So that's another book series that I will read when I feel like I'm in a slump. At the end of the day, I'm just going to read lighter books. I probably will even read magazines or something like that. But what I don't want is to be reading. What I don't want to happen is that I keep reading just because I need to fulfill whatever goal that I set up for myself. Because at the end of the day, look, no one's going to know that you didn't fulfill the goal that you set up for yourself. Only you will know. And so at the end of the day, just do what you need to do to keep it moving. Number 10, there are so many new books coming out that you're dying to read. How many do you actually buy? All right, so I'm not really checking for new books like that. With that being said, if I end up going to the bookstore and there are new books there, I just buy whatever books that I want. Look, everybody has their thing that they buy. They'll check the price of, whether it's sneakers, shoes, bags, whatever it is. For me, it's books. I just go and I buy whatever books that I want, and that's it. I just keep it moving. Number 11, after you bought the new books you can't wait to get to, how long do they sit on your shelf before you get to them? Yeah, that's kind of a bit of a problem for me, because I kind of am a book hoarder, and I just keep buying and buying and buying, and the books keep piling and piling and piling, and before I can get to them, I'm buying more. And before I can get to them, I'm buying more books. So they may sit on the shelf for, a couple of months, more than 6 months, about a year. It depends on how many books that I have. So, and that is the last question for the Reader Problem Book Tag. All right, everyone. Congratulations on making it this far in my video. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you got to learn something about me as a reader, and you've learned something about yourself as a reader. If you like what you see and you want to hear more, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button so you can be informed of when I upload new videos. With that being said, I love you for watching, and have a blessed day.